What this was. This is a French altar.
Let me show you what we've got here today at the Spanish Monastery in North Miami Beach. Here with my real expert guide, Sandra Washington. And Sandra, please tell me what does this picture represent here?
This is the French altar, and this is what it looked like before this opening that you see here. This is how it stood when it was in Segovia, Spain. And as you can see now, it's an opening because we have a church now, so we built a parish hall and other rooms there for weddings and rooms, and the Sunday school as well. But what we're looking at is a wonderful piece of work of art that was given by one of the mother houses, a house where there will be female monks. There's such a word.
Nuns.
And different pieces, you can see them sectioned off in different pieces. What makes this particular piece, particular piece of art unique, you see them sectioned off, but it came from a particular soft stone, type of soapstone, if you will, that needed to be carved while it was still a little wet to make it the way it is, and then pieced together, because once it dries, it cannot be remanipulated. So it was given as a gift later on, and this is the French altar. As you go, you see right here through here, that's the altar that once stood around.
Oh, really? So that is the French altar. Amazing. Really cool.
Now, you see, you notice over here, this is again Ulite Floridian.
So this is Floridian stone now.
And this is the original stones. Now, the reason why this is here, because again, William Hearst was only allowed to by the cloisters, but this was attached to a wall. This is part of the cathedral. So all these openings led to different parts of the church.
So he was not allowed to take that wall that connected to the cathedral.
He can only buy the
movable parts.
The movable parts, the cloister, and it happened to be in good shape again because that farmer used it as a barn. It seems sad when you hear it,
unreal,
but actually it was good luck. This is what helped to keep it intact. So this wall, this would have been part of the wall for the cathedral. And what we have here is very interesting because these are called corbels. Unlike crest, by itself it would be a crest, you see. But it's a corbel because it's being held and protected really by a half-winged angel that has a dragon on top of her head.
Oh, wow.
And you can even see some of the coloration still. This is what it was like
so it was colorful,
But it was colorful, and this is representing what it would have looked like originally when it was
I can
first
still see
made.
some remnants of red and some remnants of green in there. Isn't that amazing?
So this is what makes it corbel. And what the histories are giving you, all the marriages, intermarriages, and people who help to help keep this church and this monastery going through their support.
Corbel, I've never heard of that.
Notice the ribs and the base.
I know, the crow's
the interlocking ones over there, which makes it very unique for here in the Western Hemisphere. You don't see that anywhere else.
Beautiful.
And again here, we're here with our King Alfonso VII again.
Now, I wanted to quickly capture the connection to the Knights Templar. You were giving me a very nice explanation, and let's catch that.
Saint Bernard de Clairvaux, very famous saint in Europe. We haven't heard of him, of course, here much in the Americas. But one of the things he was also famous for was that he commissioned the Knights Templar. Knights Templar, remember, these are knights who would escort Catholics to Jerusalem. Before, the first crusade would have been St. John Hospitalier. The first Knights, and then they got together with the Knights Templar to help with the second crusade. Sadly enough, there was hearsay against the Knights Templar and all of their fortune, because the Knights got to be fabulously rich. They were so good at escorting people that people would say, hey, while you're on the way over there, carry my bag of gold or my thing.
Well, these were important trade routes as well.
Exactly, very good. And so, doing such a great job, they got to be the ones who carried the money, and eventually...
It's like Wells Fargo, isn't it?
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. So they got just really to be very good at it, but sadly enough, there was a lot of hearsay about their traditions and their ways of doing things, and they were disbanded and killed, actually, tortured. And it's only recently that the Catholic Church, relatively recently, I would say maybe 7 years or so, that they were exonerated for these things.
Wow.
But it saddened St. Bernard deeply, because he was such a religious person and felt he was doing the right thing. He convinced King Louis VIII, I believe at that time, and the King Conrad of Germany to do this and get this together. It was needed at that time. And to see that this had happened and it was a reflection on him really saddened him really greatly at that time. But good thing that they were exonerated recently. But you'll see them a lot in these movies, Da Vinci Code, and these things, and you see the flag. So it's still a very important part of the history. And he named the church. This church was eventually given the name of Saint Bernard de Clairvaux after he became a saint again in 1174. He had died around 1153 in August. So this is King Alfonso VII, who was also a very religious man, but also said to be a very fair man, and people didn't like it that he put the Moors, the slaves that he captured, in such high places sometimes. A little bit in his office and also along some of the masons, but they were so good at what they did.
Absolutely.
How could you not use them? So,
exactly. Great. Thank you, Sandra.